There's no one around. I finally have some time to think. What a weird dream. She would have had no reason to lie to me if she was just borrowing a book. Normal people probably don't believe about dreaming about the past, much less when it could actually be proven. As I just explained to Cecile, it wouldn't make sense to lie like she did, so what she said has to be true. However, it's no surprise that she's worried about a dream in which her schoolmate is in trouble. The situation is pretty unclear. I should find out more about what she's heard and seen. Okay, case files. Realistic dream. In her dream, Cecile saw a wonderful scene. Cecile believes that there aren't just mere illusions, but how can we prove this? Oh, we get, like, evidence, I guess? Later on. Like, we get stuff. And that's how we fill it in. That's cool. Okay, illusion of nothing to do. The illusion Cecile had was far beyond ordinary. Along with rising sun properties, many people rushed from the north viewing platform. I could clearly see the expression on their faces. Interesting. Finish work for now. Hermitage's I don't know how you'd say the multiple to plural of them. Interior architecture isn't exactly convenient. To get from the storefront to the living room, you need to circle around the outside of the building and walk up to the first floor. If you continue further up, you'll reach the warehouse on the second floor of the house. But that doesn't concern me. My daily walks in between these 2 points are strenuous. It's my substitute for daily exercise. The apartment is far from neat, but I'm not the type of person who can live in a place where every quilt is folded into a perfect square. I chucked my shoes off at the entrance and let myself fall headfirst into the comfortable, soft sofa. I've been really lazy the last couple of months, living the comfy, secluded lifestyle. Nothing's going to change if I myself don't. I really need to get back into my groove and find some form of a daily routine. Fortunately, I don't get paid for doing overtime. I could start by taking notes throughout the day. Maybe it'll help me collect my thoughts and get me back on track. Every event has its own origin, cause, and effect. The terrible scene that Celine saw is undoubtedly related to the school. I need to investigate further on this basis. This computer is quite old, so you can't do anything with it except access the internet. Some topics can start a lot of rumors and need to be watched. The TV on the second floor is an old model with a curved screen. A lot of information is hidden in the local news that many people overlook. Can't rest now, there's no time to waste. Okay. Promise to help, so I have to take this seriously. Let's see if there's anything new. I have to stay in this building right by the bookstore for various reasons. There are good and bad sides to it. One good thing is that I'm always surrounded by information, readily accessible in the form of books. And yes, I know it's the 21st century, where you probably even had good reception on the top of Mount Everest. As I turn on the computer, the familiar yellow light of the forum's interface appears in front of me. The users here voice their opinions very openly in order to reflect their wide-ranging knowledge, or simply to have some fun. It's giving the administrator one hell of a headache, but I like to sit back and enjoy it. Having said that, the forum has its own problems. There's maintenance every 5 minutes, the layout is a mess, and moderators quarrel all the time. It's hard to count all the issues. Being so polarized in terms of user experience and content value is a spectacle in every sense. There's always something new and unexpected going on, and the community stays very active. Let's see what I can dig up here today. This is a forum about urban legend. The content will be updated automatically. After browsing the posts, I can return to the list of posts here. If I feel like I've gathered all the necessary information, I can close the page here. Since I'm gathering intelligence, I should read all of today's posts. Okay. There's a huge spider in the house. It's so gross. Why did someone make a post about this? It has really thin legs. It's so gross, with little spots all over. I often see it crawling around the kitchen and living room. Please tell me how to exterminate this creature. It's urgent and I can't find anything about it online. It wouldn't be there if there weren't any other insects for it to eat in your house. Sounds like a white mustached jumping spider. It eats cockroaches and won't even bite if you catch it. It has creepy eyes. It's a white mustached jumping spider, which means you probably have other spiders or insects in your house. Just let it be. It's cute. Is it faster than a cockroach? I haven't seen one of those spiders in the last few years, so the cockroach is at our place but on a rampage. I think spiders are way scarier than cockroaches. What? Spiders are so cute. I would say it's the second most popular pet in China after the cat. Okay. I don't know why it chose that one to click on first, but... what was the original... Oh, this means something. This is probably what they call finding the light in the darkness. I didn't realize it before. After I arrived in the city, I found shelter in a local bookstore. Shrine's famous view was breathtaking beyond belief. Okay. What was the original chime of the clock tower called? You probably all know that old building on the beach. 2 days ago I talked to the old man who lives there. He told me that when he was young, the chime of the clock tower had a different melody than it does now. Sadly, he can't remember what it was called. He's eager to find out the name of the old melody, and I thought I'd ask for your help. I'm afraid it might prove difficult to find it. Maybe they were the same clock chimes as in Westminster Abbey. Must have been a long time ago that he heard those chimes. Maybe about 50 years ago? Wasn't it changed again in the 90s, only to be changed back to the current melody? Answer to Supercell, which is the one right above I just read. They changed it in the 80s, only to change it back again afterwards. The Queen of England visited Motto back then, so they wanted to play the Westminster tune for her. So why did they change it back later? I don't think the current melody is as good as that one. Oh goodness. A murder case. It has nothing to do with the current situation, but I should keep my eye on it nevertheless. 14-year-old Russian model dies suddenly. Autopsy indicates poisoning. According to an article in The Sun from the 15th, 14-year-old Russian model I don't know how to say that name. Dzyuba died suddenly in Sindhu last month. Initially, this was thought to be due to fatigue, meningitis, or sepsis, but the autopsy report indicated that Vlada must have been poisoned during her 3-month trip to China. Or it may have been. After her body was returned to Russia, the preliminary results showed traces of mysterious biological poison in her system. Russian media quoted law enforcement sources. Vlada may have been bitten by a deadly poisonous insect. She may have eaten something, or she may have been poisoned on purpose. Last month, the Russian Investigative Committee, RIC, initiated a criminal procedure in connection with her death. It was probably a Russian hacker, laughs, who gave her a virus physically. What deadly insect in the south can kill with a single bite? Is this about that good-looking girl again? Didn't they say it was meningitis last time? How did it turn into poisoning again? Maybe weight loss or substance abuse? Many supermodels die of liver and kidney failure. A beautiful model was poisoned while out in the big city. This isn't too much of a surprise to me. Could it have been a tick bite? I read somewhere else that it looks like the cause of death was organ failure. A tick. I wonder if they can find out where it come from. Jeez. Gene Scissors created three-eyed mosquitoes to help prevent diseases. Science Daily, October 16th. Okay, reporter Lucia. According to the official website of the University of California, Riverside, scientists used so-called gene scissors to create Aedes aegypti mosquitoes. I don't know if I'm saying that right. With altered characteristics. These yellow mosquitoes have 3 eyes and malformed wings. Scientists hope that these mosquitoes, by means of gene editing tools, will help prevent and control mosquito-borne diseases. The study was published in the latest issue of Findings from the National Academy of Science. Researchers say this is the first step in altering mosquito characteristics through gene engineering, and their long-term goal is to control mosquito populations and reduce the spread of disease. This approach is not only environmentally friendly, but also cost-effective. Mathematical results suggest that this technique will increase the genetic probability of the target gene by 100%. Too much text. Anyone have a summary? Why not kill the insects while you're at it? Do you remember how the cockroach came to be? So, how exactly does this gene spread, one by one? Crippled wings are one thing, but 3 eyes? I don't think so. Sounds really random. Three eyes? So yeah, it's 20... Wait. I'm confused. If you see top, it says in the rumors, it says the rumors board is now open to obey the rules or die, right? It says last post 2017 11/13, and then this is all stuff from today, and it's 2017 10/16. I don't get it. Looks like it's time for the news. After a series of boring news, I hear something interesting. Next up is fall of the Sky Pit incident. On the 13th of March at 3 p.m., a road collapsed in downtown Mato. No one was injured, however, the road repairs are proving difficult due to the extensive damage. At present, the road section remains restricted to vehicles. All drivers, please plan your route accordingly. In addition, there are rumors that pedestrians witnessed an explosion at the scene. People are reminded to please remain calm and vigilant, and a warning has been issued to criminals not to take advantage of the situation. As of right now, evidence is still being collected and analyzed. Departments in charge hope to soon have more information for the public as to what exactly caused the collapse. It's rare for roads to collapse in big cities. Another road section from the report is near a very popular Riverside viewing platform. Roads in such a highly frequented area are usually kept in much better condition than that. In other words, even small cracks in the ground would usually be an immediate cause for concern, not to mention a big hole that leads to a collapse like that. According to the photographs in the news reports, the Sky Pit is nearly 10 meters in diameter, and the hole is unusually deep. It doesn't look like it was caused by a normal explosion. It seems to me that they are just stalling. What could have caused the destruction and not even show up on the surveillance footage of the surrounding area? Something about this seems off. I assume it all happened so suddenly that they didn't have enough time to come up with a better cause. In other words, perhaps the problem isn't finding evidence, but the actual cause of the incidents simply can't be made public. A group of panicked people came running from the north, right towards the people on the viewing platform. Luckily, security guards were there nearby. to quickly assess and handle the situation, preventing a mass panic. These people were all shaken up and looked like they'd seen a ghost. But they were such a small group that they were lost in the crowd. Not many people noticed the uproar, and everyone carried on as usual on the other side of the viewing platform. It's really scary how you can feel isolated and unsafe, even when you're out in public, surrounded by so many people. Looks like there are some clues. Let's see. Time to call an old friend. Scarlett, are you there? Question. I need to ask you a favor. I don't have time. The planning department as well as the police department have been insanely hectic lately. People are busy. I don't have time to concentrate on anything else. Never mind. If you've been to any of those places lately, you should have what I'm looking for. Hold on. Wait a minute. Is it about that incident? Well, I've got a bad feeling about this. Even if you are interested in it, it's probably the weird sinkhole thing that we just heard about on the news, which happened to coincide with one of the dreams that the girl had. Could be something else, who knows. Anyways, even if you're interested in it, things are only going to get more complicated from here on out. How about tomorrow? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Anyway, if it really has something to do with you, I'll stop by sooner rather than later. Okay, so we're gonna get to meet someone new. Done. All I can do now is wait. She can be trusted, but it's likely that she'll be grumpy and won't stop complaining. Alright, at least I made some progress. Time to turn off the TV. Okay, so we did internets. We did interwebs. I see there's a thing of a relationship. What's this? Oh. Text message. That's what it looked like. I should have been able to tell that. Do we have any thoughts, or is it just the same thoughts? Phew, I should smoke less or give it up. So unhealthy. Cecile poses a difficult problem. Despite her young age, I can agree with her method of trying to prove her assumptions. The question is, where exactly am I going to find any evidence? I'm not sure if the book itself will come in handy. Dwelling on it won't change anything. Maybe I should try and gather more information. After all, it's more important to find out the source of her vision than to think about what's happening in it. Let's go. Relationship. Ooh. Important. Yeah. Recently contacted persons and events are logged here. Use left stick to move cursor to a desired area and press R1 to zoom in on the view. Okay. Let me go. Okay. Use left stick to move cursor to photo and press X to view character's details or recall an event. Scroll to return to the overview. Okay, My Chemical Romance? Okay, The Nightmare. So, Cecile, age 16, gender female, education high school, career student. Place of birth, Yangtze, Yangtze, I think, is how you say that? Introduction. A second-year student at Phoenix High School. Since newly transferring to the school, she has been having difficulties fitting in with the other students. As a member of the elite art club, she has a close relationship with the club president, Eloise. So we got Ooh, it's so slow. Do we know anything about this guy? Club members. Eloise. Age 17, gender female. Education high school, career student. Place of birth is Sindhu. Introduction. Third-year student at Phoenix High School, dignified and well-mannered. She comes from a good family. As the president of the elite art club, she has a close relationship with the new member and transfer student, Cecile. And then we got ourselves. No. Age 31, gender male, education master's degree. Interesting. Career bookstore manager. Place of birth, Jeongju. Sanity status 0. She has no sanity, I guess. I don't know what that means right now. Also says the current owner of the weird old bookstore on Wukong Road. You hardly ever see him leave his apartment. He leads a casual life, resulting in the irregular opening hours of the store. So, I don't know if it's a translation error or if... I don't know. But he says that he's just the manager, right? Career bookstore manager. And then it says current owner. And he mentioned, like, some books got knocked over. And he was like, I would get fired immediately if the real owner saw this. So, like, what does that mean? I don't know. Anyways, let's check out the case files. Do we get anything else? Yes, we got a new clue. The chime on the clock tower near Mato Beach plays the Rising Sun tune. This tune was changed several times until the 1990s. Maybe we should go to the dream part. Recently, I've been having some very strange dreams. Most of them are horrifying, so I'm really scared. I dreamed of a gigantic fire rising from the sea, engulfing an entire island. Many small animals lived on that island, but they all disappeared in the blink of an eye, swallowed by the flames. There was no trace of them left after that. In another dream, I saw men dressed in ancient armor. They were fighting. They held swords and spears and stood together in huge groups. A large squadron of cavalry rushed towards them from the hillside. There was blood everywhere. The men who were on horseback were shouting and screaming. I couldn't understand the strange dialect, but they were speaking Chinese. I also dreamed of a huge plaza surrounded by buildings. Foreigners wearing hexagonal star badges stood together in a dozen lines and were escorted to trucks by soldiers. There were mothers in tears holding on to their babies. The soldiers showed no emotions. They knocked the cowering women to the ground with their rifles and then took the screaming babies. Before I started having these nightmares, I'd only seen scenarios like that in book illustrations or on TV. But I also saw many things that I'd never seen or heard about before. These aren't ordinary dreams, and I can't seem to forget about them. I remember them all vividly. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at describing how I feel. They don't seem like normal dreams. Why would I have visions of such things when I don't even have that good of an imagination? I try to write it all down. How else would I ever be able to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. To prove that they're real events. I saw my best friend in my dreams. She's like a sister to me. She's lying on the ground, twitching. Her face is pale as snow. The ground beneath her head was covered in red. Blood was still pouring out of her. This is so creepy. I couldn't see her eyes. So that's interesting. She says I couldn't see her eyes. Her right hand was completely mauled. She was trying to move. There was blood. So much blood. And I was getting more and more immersed in her vivid memories. She covers her face with one hand. She looks panicked. She uses the other hand to point at the ground as if something were lying there. She kept trying to lift her head, but her neck was twisted too badly. She didn't react at all. I held her hand. Her facial expression changes to one of utmost dread, and her mouth starts moving strangely on its own. Words spill out of her mouth. She can't control it. She's staring. The stare, the eyes. Blood, her neck, those eyes. The eyes. Eyes. Looking at me. They're looking at me. Staring at me. Looking at me. Gazing at me. Those eyes. I can't bear the thought of her like that. It's so horrible. I'm really scared. The more I remember, the more yeah. So he mentioned it like when we were in the actual moment, and he was like, it's kind of weird. She's like, oh, I see the eyes now.